were first to declare independence. We were the first to have an armed act of rebellion against the King of England. So we sort of set the model in terms of we're just going to do this and get it done. We are first in religious freedom, thanks to Roger Williams. Remember, Brown University was the first university, or first college at that time, to allow students of all religions to attend. We are just very fortunate to live here. We are often dwarfed by Massachusetts, and we should not be. Rhode Island is first. It will always be first. It's the smallest state with the biggest heart.
What I'm doing is I'm traveling all over the country to convince people to answer this question: what is American culture? Now, before I get started, do you have any answers already? What do you think American culture is? Yes, sir. People and junk food?
Pioneers.
Pioneers? Okay, these are good terms. Keep them coming. Yes, what do you think? Anything you say is fine.
Junk food and movies and fat people, obesity.
May I please have four all the way? Okay,
way.
four all the way. So what did I just order?
Through the years, hot wieners are known for mustard, meat sauce, onion, and celery salt. That's all the way. Don't ever order ketchup, but we'll let you eliminate the onion. I'm fourth generation owner. We opened here in 1946. And I think a common story to a lot of businesses in this country are the immigrants from Europe, like my family, came here through Ellis Island, settled in Brooklyn, the 1930s and before. But my particular family came here in the 30s and then moved to Providence soon after. And I think that's a common story to a lot of families, but I see less and less family businesses still open after all this time. So we've been making hot wieners like this, the Rhode Island way, since 1946.
We'll wait a second to see if the hammering stops. It might not. Beyond just public art, it's what we've tried to do is connect local craftspeople and local industry to calls for public amenities, and then turn them into opportunities for cultural expression. So, city officials don't often think of bike racks and benches as an opportunity to support artists, but what we've done is sort of translated those funds so that local people can express themselves in a public space, and it leads to all sorts of great community conversations, but also a lot of retained value so that a community can reinvest in itself physically and economically. We set up metal shops all over. We set up wood shops all over, and we have the resources there. What it takes to sort of rely on your neighbors is this really sort of frontier spirit in a way that we've set up the capabilities. We just need to recognize that we can rely on each other's skills.
If Roger Williams were alive today, what would he think about the discussion about religious freedom in America?
Religious freedom was essential to Roger Williams. As a matter of fact, the term that he used was liberty of conscience. Okay, he would take the example of the Ten Commandments and says the first 4 commandments are in between you and your Creator. If you violate them, you're the one that pays. A civil government is to deal with the last 6. Don't steal, don't kill, don't take your neighbor's things. That's the difference. Roger believed in a complete separation of church and state. And when you do that, the authority from government doesn't come from God anymore. It comes from the people. And those are the first 3 words of the Constitution. It's we the people.
I think the existence of this sort of mythical creature, Lovecraft, Cthulhu, that was developed by H.P. Lovecraft, local author, sort of is an embodiment of a lot of fears and horrors that existed in America back in the 20s and 30s when Lovecraft was writing, and sort of fear of far-off lands. It's an interesting sort of nuanced monster when you sort of really scratch down a little bit and consider sort of the meaning behind some of these stories of horror from the period that Lovecraft sort of championed. So Cthulhu is this creature that is essentially godlike to puny man. In fact, he's actually an alien being that is just so powerful that we look at him as if he was a god. And essentially all he really wants is just another house, essentially. And so he really just wants to take over the earth and maybe throw a few tidbits to his puny human worshippers, and at some point eventually devour them all anyway. But
Sounds like a metaphor for American culture.
it certainly could be, at least certain aspects. And that's the beauty, I think, of America, is that there is so much room for all of those kind of aspects, good and bad. And we can certainly hope that we're going in the good direction, but we can't ignore the fact that there is this very dark, malevolent side as well.
Cthulhu for President 2016. Excuse me, sir. I'm not from around here, but people.
Oh, hello?
Hi, yes.
How may I help you?
Well, I'm not from around here, but people all over Rhode Island have said I should come to Big Nazo Lab to learn what is American culture.
Well, you may have come to the right or wrong place. I'll leave that up to you after I answer your question. It's pretty obvious that American culture does have a weird aspect to it. After all, it's a combination of almost anything that's out there manifesting itself in sort of a strange sort of metamorphosis. For instance, to experience American culture, it should be a physical experience. We're going to turn you into something that embodies the many influences that make this culture what it is. Turn around.
That's good. I would like to become more.
Come closer. And now I'm going to turn you into a creature.
Oh my goodness!
Look at yourself.
I feel very different. Am I more or less American now?
It's an improvement, regardless.
Yes, I feel that I'm becoming not just more American, but more American culture. American culture.
American culture.
Donald Trump. Cthulhu Donald Trump.